Hey guys, it is cold here in Tennessee. It's about 60 degrees. We just came back from our walk. Brownie was really happy today. He played with his brother quite a bit. And this morning, I don't know, seems like it was a little bit of a push for me, but definitely wanted to be here for y'all. Also, now I hope you're having a wonderful morning. Listen to me at morning, night, evening. It's good to have you here. This right here, really excited about these broccoli sprouting seeds. I don't know how well you can see them, so let me go ahead and bring them up to the camera here. Really excited. And order these on foodtolive.com. I usually do lentils. I usually sprout those. These are the lids that I'll be using. Pretty cool. I think you can see those. Really cool how you can use just a canning jar. So I'll be using this side, or I'll be using the quarts. As you will know if you've seen other videos, he said this is a pint and a half. Excuse me. I like these. I like these more for juicing though. Doing the sprouts, I'm gonna want something bigger. So yeah. About to juice for Darlene. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a real close-up look so you can get an idea. I'm gonna do days on the sprouting. I'm gonna do day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's gonna be like a mini series, so I'll start those videos up later today. And let me go ahead and zoom in here so you can see more of what's going on. For all those of you that have not juiced very much, hopefully, well, the idea is that this will be helpful to you. This is kind of like a how to juice video, letting you know what's going on. Okay, so of course you clean your carrots. Once you clean your carrots, you're gonna break it down to a little tiny piece like that. The reason why, and this is my preference, you don't have to do that. The reason why is that when you put it in here, it breaks down really fast, and that way your engine's not gonna overheat. This juicer overheated the day before yesterday, and the next day started up just fine, but when it overheats, it stays off for a little while. I do have an extra juicer in the other room, so if it didn't start back up, I was totally cool with that. Let's see, okay. Alright, I already have the celery all rinsed off here. And the apples, so this represents 2.5 pounds of carrots, 4 apples, 4 red delicious apples, and celery. So here we go. If you'd like to go ahead and turn your TV down, because it's going to get loud. So, all right, this is pretty cool looking. You can probably see that. You got your celery and you got your tomatoes on top. The idea behind this juicing is that, okay, so that's the carrot and the apple and the celery. And that's the drink I had today. That's 3.5 pints. This one right here is just, I mean, here's the thing. I had leftover celery. I had tomatoes. If I didn't juice the tomatoes, I probably wasn't gonna eat them. So went ahead and juiced them. Get all the nutrients and the vitamins, and it's gonna taste really, really good.
Okay, so.
Probably tastes a little bit better once I let it go in the fridge for a while and mix it up a little bit. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna try it right now. Yeah, that tastes really good. It's amazing what looks a little bit disgusting can sometimes taste really good. So, yeah, I'll admit it looks pretty disgusting, but it tastes really good, which is the surprising thing about juicing. A lot of times, no matter what you juice together, it's gonna taste good. I actually should put a couple of jalapenos in there, but I don't think I'm going to because I should, but not for enjoyment's sake. I'm gonna skip out on that this morning. Yeah, so yep. Yeah, I apologize. I've got something on my mind, and I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's not that it's not that the lifestyle of plant-based is always first and foremost, because and really it's the lifestyle. You want to get out there, you want to walk. You know, sometimes there are some things in our lives that we cannot control. I know you know that, okay? And sometimes I'm going to tell you, sometimes when we lose, sometimes we have to, this is what I find at least, this is my truth. You have to focus in on those things that you can control. Because there are so many things in our lives we can't control. I work at a particular place, and I'm just going to break it down for you like this, because this is pretty exact right here. It's just like right on point. Okay, so I work at this place where you get like phone calls, and you get like 100 to, oh man, like 150 calls per week. And during that week, you have to upsell at least 2 people. It doesn't sound difficult, but it is. It's not easy. Sometimes you can upsell 2 people in a day. Sometimes everybody's tried to upsell them, or they already have the product. You can't upsell them. To keep your job, you have to upsell at least two people per week. Now wait. So what happened is that the company that I work for, which I've always thought it was an excellent company, but God only knows, man. Because in our world right now, everything has gotten kind of crazy. You see a lot of companies laying off people. Our company, actually, when I say our company, I mean it just happens to be the company that I'm with at the moment, which I've been with for 3 years now. It's a telecommunications company. But they took feeding you, and I know what happened. They hired a bunch of people overseas. And when I say overseas, I mean somewhere else in the world. Not that that's a bad thing. But if you live in the United States, then they ship your job over somewhere else. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. A lot of y'all do. Okay, so now what they're doing is they're sending all of the phone calls over there. And yeah, so now those 100, 150 calls that you'd usually get, let me put it this way. I was in my office waiting for my first phone call. And this has gone on for 2 weeks. And I sat there waiting 7 hours. I just had to find other ways to entertain myself. 7 hours. So let me give you an example. 12:30 p.m. till 7 p.m. No phone calls at all. None. They're paying me for all this. And they're and 9 people on my team. And there's like 6 or okay, this is also crazy. So they've got some people that are pay per call, which means that if they don't get phone calls, they don't get any pay. I get so much money per hour plus a bonus, and I make good money. Here's the kicker. All the people that are pay per hour are getting calls funneled into them barely. Like they'll get between 6 and 15 calls a day. That's not many phone calls. Okay. They also want your phone call to only be 15 minutes, which is totally jacked up. That's really not enough time when you're trying to sell somebody something. And they want, okay, so they're feeding the phone calls to the pay-per-call people because I don't even know how they're surviving. And for all the other people that aren't pay-per-call, that they're just waiting for a phone call, I had to wait 7 hours. I actually got 2 phone calls yesterday, and one couldn't even verify your account. So I only had one opportunity to upsell them, and to yeah. So yesterday I got 4 phone calls, and they all came in. Well, I mean, it was after 7 o'clock. So, and they had already been pitched as well. One already had the service, and 3 of them had already been pitched. Which means I had to win over the objections that the last person, they already said no to the product. I have to have 5 sales by the end of the week. And I'm not going to get 150 calls. They've been funneling me like between around 20 calls per week. Because some days there's a couple more calls than others. If you do 4 calls times 5 days, that's 20 calls. But out of 20 calls, I have to have 5 sales. So that's a lot of sales. It's impossible, actually. They're saying, well, in theory, it could be possible, but what they're really doing is that they're making the numbers impossible, so you get totally stressed out. And they've got at least 9 people on my team that are going to have to go find other jobs. They're doing their soft coaching where it's like, hey, are you really good do you think you're a good fit for this job? And you're sitting there and you're like, well, when I work 90 to 90, I don't mean for this to be like, me just complaining, but I just want to let you know that we all go through things. Like if it's like what I'm going through right now, where it's like, do you think you're a good fit for this job? And you know what they're doing. They're just throwing a softball, kind of letting you know, hey, unless there's a miracle, you probably got 90 days. We're a great company and we're going to give you plenty of time to get into the job, which is totally cool. It's not like they just walked in and said, hey, everybody's fired. They're basically saying, hey, we just increased your quota by 150%, and we just decreased your call volume by over 80%. So work out those numbers, kind of get the idea, and we're going to sit here and go, you know what? I'm just going to coach you, so that's kind of like what I've been going through. It's kind of like in the back of my mind, obviously. But I think it's probably time for me to put on my big boy pants and, go find a better job. Every company has its issues. Every company has its problems. So some companies are going to be more, I don't know. 3 years is a long time at the company. I feel good about that. I missed 1 day of work. Now remember this, guys. There are things that are in our control, things that develop character. So what kind of character do I have? What kind of character do you have? We all choose what kind of character that we have. We all choose if we're going to tell the truth or not, which I think everybody should tell the truth all the time. At least 99.9% of the time. There's always that weird one-off, and I'm sure everybody can think of something like that. But yeah, so what we can control, we need to control. We need to control being positive. We need to control the fact that there are good things out there. There are great things. We also know that we're kind of like in a bear market right now. But guess what? There's tomorrow we're going to be in a bull market. Time is kind of, we're running out of time, folks. You got to get busy. But it's also an illusion. So what you do is you do what you can do when you can do it. When it's time to eat, it's time to eat, folks. When I say it's time to eat, it is time to eat good food so your body can heal itself. It is time for you to think about juicing. It's time for you to subscribe to this channel. If you like plant-based, hit the like button. And check out when I come out with the broccoli sprouts. Going to be doing it once a day. I'm going to do a video later today. I'm really excited about that because I haven't done those before. I know I mentioned that. Also excited about looking for different jobs. I know they're out there. Oh my goodness. I mean, I have four good leads, which is really cool. I got one that I'm really excited about, and I think I'm going to start getting the training a little bit, maybe even tomorrow. But you just gotta, you gotta look towards the positives. You gotta prepare for the worst. And yeah, and you know what? Here's the thing: when you're looking for the positives, a big thing that I can control in my life is nutrition, and it's really helped pull me towards looking at life with just a lot of positivity. When you realize that your health is dependent upon what you put in your mouth. When you know that, check this out. I want to share something with you. So we know that the body, when it's given the raw materials from nature, because we're from nature, when it's given the raw materials, if I take this and I drink these nutrients and vitamins, also, yeah, it tastes really good. I'm sure I've had celery and tomato before, but it's really good. So I'm definitely going to start mixing celery with more things. But the point is here is that when you're giving your body raw materials, go back to the fact that tomorrow your body will actually, throughout this next 24 hours, is going to replace 3 million cells, which means you, in your mind, you're in control of your health tomorrow by what you do today. If you're doing, so when I do like 100 push-ups a day, if I do them all at once, or if I do 25 at a time, I know that when those muscles get broken down, they're going to heal over the next 24 hours. And when they do, now here's the thing, the blood flow is so great to get the metabolism up, to be able to clean out the arteries for heart health. But it's just, I have control over that. Now I can relinquish my control. Relinquishing my control, what would that look like? That would look like, yesterday I rode 20 kilometers on the bike. What that does for heart health is huge. I invested yesterday so I could be wherever I'm at today. I ate what I ate yesterday so my cells could be replaced for today. Now what I do today is not only going to help me tomorrow, it's going to help my whole future. It's realigning my body. And when you realize that you have control over that, you realize that you control over other things. So when you gain control in one area of your life, you really are starting to gain control in other areas of your life. There are some people that have a great hold on their financial life and zero control over their health life. An example, let's go with an extreme example, just for fun. Now, mind you, a lot of people that are wealthy, sometimes, because they have so much time, they'll say, they'll be like, I have so much money, I have my health, but I can tell I'm losing my health. So they'll take their money and put it into juicing. They're putting their time, not really their money so much. Okay, so somebody that's not willing to put in their time, even though they have money, what they'll do instead is they'll throw money at the medical industry, which is, it's interesting. You know what? I want you to hold right there because I have a thought that I had yesterday. I just thought of. Where did I go, you ask? I went to my office. You know, after all, I've been sitting there like 7 hours doing nothing. Thank God I'm getting paid for it, I guess. But yeah, you know what? Every time that there's a change, that means there's growth. So I really need to look at it that way. You know, as far as like with my work thing, I get a 4-day weekend starting tomorrow, which is really exciting. Yeah, it is. You know, get out there in nature, have some fun, and yeah, just you got to go for. Sometimes you got to go for things. Like last year when I was working between 90 and 99 hours a week, what did I go for? I go for putting a lot of money in the bank. Period. When it's time to eat, it's time to eat. And when I say it's time to eat, it is time to work. That one day that I missed in 3 years at work, I was told to call in sick by my boss. I hadn't missed work. She's like, come on, man. And I put in a day because I was going to be in Florida. I didn't want to come back on that day because it was like in the middle of the time I was going to be gone. And she was like, just call in sick. So I was like, are you sure? She was like, dude, I don't care. I mean, I'm not going to do anything to you and I'm the only one that can. I'm like, all right, you know, good with me. So I did. Anyway, that was the one time I called in sick. When you're plant-based, I mean, my experience has been, and the people that I know, you're not going to get sick. Okay, you can say goodbye to allergies and sinuses. They're no longer a thing. I haven't had them for so long, I don't even think about it. Because it's just non-existent. Just does not happen. Not only that, but you don't get colds anymore. Zero colds. You don't have pains in your stomach. You don't get a sick stomach. You do not get a sick stomach. Ever. It just doesn't happen. Yeah, you don't get sick. I was sick one time in 10 years. Unfortunately, that was with COVID. But yeah. So, and after that, I've more than recovered. I've excelled way past the point where I was after I was sick. And I got to tell you, that took me a couple months. And took quite a bit of juicing too. And you know that's one place where a lot of people are at. You might have been affected by some illness in your past, and what you know my biggest suggestion. Obviously, none of this is medical advice, but my biggest suggestion is to give your body the just what it needs. And if you don't know what it needs, I'm telling you, what it needs is it needs the raw materials to be able to heal itself. And when you juice and when you eat raw plant-based, it's going to get that. Anyway, all right. So I was watching a special yesterday, which is amazing. I just wanted to pass this on to you. So everybody looks, I mean, it's amazing. And this really wasn't the note I was looking for, but check this out. The MDs, so many people look at them and they pay a lot of insurance per month. A lot of people do. Now, mind you, none of these are suggestions, but no. Me personally, I gotta tell you, when it comes to medical insurance, it's based on fear. It's based on the fact that you think you're going to get so sick that you're not gonna be able to afford it. An example of that would be like, I got cancer. And I want, and I can't afford whatever type of treatment. Yeah, and you know what kind of treatments I'm talking about. So, if you're going to base your life on fear, or, another way to base your life or the way you think about illness is, I'm going to prevent illness and I don't care about the medical treatments. And if they tell me I'm supposed to do this or that or radiation or whatever, I'm not going to do that. And mind you, there's no right or wrong answer for anybody, but me personally, I've seen too many people die over the treatments. Not the disease, but the treatments of the disease. And the treatments of the disease are no guarantee that they're going to heal. Just like, well, half the time they keep surviving, but if you didn't get the treatment, if you get the treatment, you're going to die half the time, actually over half the time, or 25% of the time, or, well, actually it's less than that, guys. It's less than, I don't know the exact numbers, look it up yourself. But if somebody says to me, 85% of the time you're going to die within 2 months, even with the treatments, or because we're just throwing everything at you we can. And they never give you the option of, they never say, what did you eat? What do you eat? How can we reverse that? How can we use some natural ability to be able to reverse, what you've got going on there? No. And obviously our system isn't about prevention, because if it was, everybody would be on a different type of diet. So no, they just throw radiation and whatever else at you. So yeah, you do need to have insurance if you're going to be using that stuff. And, if you have to, I respect that, and that's great. Oh, the wealthy person. Anyway, as far as medical insurance goes, blah, blah, blah. But the person that's wealthy, let's say if they have, I don't know. Here's the thing. Let's say if you have $20 million, whatever. Okay, so what they do is they keep eating their crappy diet, and they take like 20 pills. Actually, I'm exaggerating, of course. You don't want to take more than, I guess, 4 is what they say. I don't even know why you want to take 4, but I guess that's the average for 40 years and up in the United States. More in Canada, we know that. It's 5 pills and up, but it's just nuts. So, United States 4 and up, and obviously recheck everything that I'm telling you. But yeah, so okay, so the wealthy person gets cancer, and they'll be the first ones to tell you, I would give everything I have if I could get rid of this cancer. Because they're so used to in their life throwing their money at everything to fix every problem that they have. Well, when it comes to your health, the one thing that you can't throw money at, besides, to buy juicing and stuff like that, come on, you got to buy your food. But beyond that, you're not going to get out of your illness by throwing money at medical procedures. It's not going to heal the reason why you got sick. They might be able to remove the cancer, but the possibilities of the cancer coming back are very high. So in other words, long and the short of it, eat a healthy meal. Eat healthy. I encourage you to go plant-based. So anyway, so when you look at Medicare, 15,000 Medicare patients are killed every month from MD treatments. 15,000 Medicare patients are killed every month by MD treatments. And for the past 100 years, we have a false belief. The MD knows everything. It's a false belief. They don't. Medical doctors don't know everything. They really, they know some things. Like if you, I don't know, get a hernia, break a arm or something. Beyond that, they don't know crap about nutrition or keeping you healthy. They just don't. And you have so many people so worried about their sick insurance, which they call health insurance, spending tons of money because they're not doing anything for prevention. If they were doing it for prevention, if they were living, a preventative type of life, their concern would more be, if I don't have medical insurance, I'm juicing every day, I'm eating avocados, I'm eating coconuts, I'm putting a lot into it. And I know that my cells are being reproduced, and this is what's so exciting. You know that you have a big control over everything that you do. In life, we have control over what we can have control over. And we get a big leg up on if we're eating right and if we're exercising. You know, you've got one life, I got one life, so there you go. I'm really looking forward to, and I don't know why, sorry I got off on a little tangent, but, you know, that's one thing that, you know, if you decide to subscribe, please like the video, please subscribe. But, you know, that's one thing. I think it's important to be real. I think a lot of people just aren't real enough. Not on their videos, and I think for this platform, I think being real is really good for me therapeutic-wise, and I think it's good for you, because if I don't share the real story, if I just put a rosy color on here, and, you know, you just come here to feel good, I think that's good to feel good. I don't think it's real, though. I don't think this is going to be a hangout joint for you, and I'd love it to be, you know, for you to be able to come here, relish, hang out, know that I'm going to be real with you. Because, yeah, I got to tell you, most people are not going to be real with you in life. They're just not. They put on a fake face. You talk to your boss at work, it's fake. Everything has filters. Filters. I said that twice. Because filters, I want you to think about it in life real quick. You talk to your parent, the parent talks to you with a filter. Somebody talks to somebody else, I don't know, let's say political wise, instant filter comes up. You talk to somebody at church, if you go to church, watch this, filter. Because you're trying to put on a persona of something else. You talk to somebody that you care about, instant filter. Because you want to be positive in their life. You know, you want to, what do they need? Do they need me to listen right now? Maybe I need to be calm. You know, let me see. They need to talk this out. So you know what? I'm just going to just sit here and I'm going to listen and I'm going to be their soundboard. And then I might build them up, or maybe just whatever I can feel that they need. The reason why I'm saying that to you is because filters are fun and nice. And if, you know, over time, hopefully you can figure out all these things that they're filtering. When you put on a fake persona, you're putting on a fake you that you think people will resonate with and makes them feel good. Well, what you've done is you put on a filter, you put on something fake, maybe you're good at selling it, and that's great. But really, you're kind of being a disservice to yourself and a big disservice to other people. I think being real with people is the way to be. I do. And you can tell that by all my videos, I hope, for sure. You know, I'm being real with you, okay? This looked freaking disgusting, man. But I tried it, and it's really good. So, you know, no filter here. I don't like the bubbles on the top of this thing. It's kind of gross, but the bubbles don't frop up too much. I'm good. Oh, one other thing I was going to tell you. Mind you, I didn't even think about it until this moment, so I wasn't going to tell you, but I am going to tell you. If you're anywhere near a Kroger's, they have peaches for 99 cents a pound. Which reminds me, actually it's really early in the morning right now. My time, it's 8:46 a.m. Central Standard Time. Whew, what am I doing up this early? Filming? I gotta ask myself that, just because in a different part of my life, I wouldn't have been up, definitely wouldn't have been filming. Yeah, it's because I was up at 6 a.m. this morning and took the dogs for a walk. Gotta be at work at 12:30. I'm gonna go hang out with my dad here in a little bit. See what he's up to. And yeah, that's about it. Now, hey, of course I'm looking forward to this. Remember, what we have control over, folks, so important. You know what else? I highly encourage you to start doing something like yoga. Meditation has been my savior. Not really savior, that's just a metaphor or an expression. Man, I've been in some hard times in my life, and maybe you are too right now. You might be in a hard time financially, you might be in a hard time mentally, spiritually. Um, just trying to stay positive. You might be killing it though in some areas of your life, and in others you're not. If you're watching this plant-based show, you're probably there's a possibility that you're wanting to heal yourself. Possibility the doctor told you that you've only got a month to live. You could have 3. You could be on 5 medications. You might be wondering how to get off your thyroid medicine. Yes, you can. If you'd like to know how, please comment in the section in the comments. Darlene would love to respond to that. I'll let her respond to that because she came off her thyroid medicine. Took her, it was either 6 weeks or 8 weeks. Now, as far as like lowering blood pressure, she would love to approach that for sure. I could approach it, but she was on medications and came off of them, so I definitely would like her to have the option to approach that. Mind you, anything either of us offer you is not medical advice. I've said that like 3 or 4 times, which is kind of annoying, but it's so important for you to find a plant-based doctor. Find a plant-based. Get on a routine. Oh yeah, I came over here for a reason, guys. To get this. Yay! So, okay. So, step number 1. Whenever you're going to be doing a healthy diet, if this isn't included, then you've already failed. So the first step that you can always pass every day, it's kind of like the cornerstone of living healthy. You've got to get your water right. Here's the thing. Especially with those youngsters out there, they think they know better, or I'm going to do it my way, and I'm going to prove that my way is right. Which is, go for it. I mean, whatever. But here's people are like that all the time. A lot of people can listen to the knowledge and have the wisdom to absorb it into their lifestyle, and some can't. So it is what it is. It's just like you just throw it out there. It's kind of like you tell somebody, hey, you're calling sick to work all the time. You're going to lose your job. And they do, and they lose their job, and then they lose their next job. And, in other words, eventually, hopefully, they'll learn. Okay, so today, unbelievably, is September the 1st. This is step number 1, guys. This is gallon number 1. Why do I do the gallon? Because the gallon is the only, it's me. That way Darlene knows it's not hers. And, I know it's for today's, and this isn't a cooking gallon. Because no, you should not cook with disgusting, I don't care where you live in the country, disgusting water that comes out of your sink. Oh my gosh. No. And when you drink out of spring water is not good enough. Distilled water. Yep. So that's step number 1. I got juice. I'm doing good. Got grapes. I'm going to break open a coconut here before long. I love my coconut. Oh, I could probably eat 10 coconuts in a day. They're just so addictive. But yeah, that's it. I will check back with y'all later, basically, just to start up the Brussels sprouts. Y'all have a wonderful morning. Remember, the things that you can control those. Control them. You gotta... You got to get a laser focus. You got to control what you can control. And you got to dig in, and you got to dig, and you got to grind it. You got to grind it. You got to grind it. There is no pill. There is no pill that's going to make you healthy. No doctor can make you healthy. They can coach you to eating the raw materials that your body needs to be able to rebuild itself, to heal itself. You can get and you also need the exercise. That's it. Grind it out. Grind it. This gallon of water is not hard to drink. It's all in your perceptions, and you got to change it. Completely change. Yeah, you just gotta change your focus. You gotta think about it. There's gotta be a paradigm shift in the way that you think. Medical insurance, in my opinion, obviously this isn't advice, you gotta think about this yourself. Medical insurance means jack to me. I don't wanna go to a doctor. Me personally, mind you, okay? I don't personally, I'm not telling you what to do, but I don't trust them at all. No, 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 no. Too many people go into the hospital and they don't come out. You just read that number that I just read you, okay? About the Medicare patients. Too many people go in, they don't come back out. My goal is to just stay healthy, feel awesome, never feel sick, never have a pain. You're always going to feel some pain sometimes, especially when you start working out a lot. But those should be really the only pains that you feel. Your arthritis, your pains, they're all going to go away. They're going to go away. Your arthritis is going to go away. Get rid of your meat, get rid of your dairy, get rid of your processed foods, get rid of your gluten, get rid of all your oil. I shouldn't have to say the oil, but for some reason I have to. And you know, if you're gonna, and of course, you know, the book that I showed you yesterday by George Malcolmus. If you didn't see it, check out yesterday's video. I showed you a book cover, but it's called the Hallelujah Diet. But yeah, we do 15% processed here. There's no oil, minimal processing. What you want to do is you want to do organic. Yep. Alrighty then. Y'all have a wonderful day. Good talking to you. Thank you for stopping in. You have a wonderful rest of your day.